It is both maddening and humbling to see the world deal with uncertainties brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. Living up to its mission to be an architect of change, the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Incorporated comes to aid by setting up the stage for collaboration in hopes of reaching more people, touching more lives, transforming more communities for the better. I'm Pinky Webb, and this is the all-new season of Business Matters, where doing good is good business. The year comes to a close with nations still grappling with responding to the COVID-19 crisis and its severe impacts on our lives. Largely hitting metropolitan areas like the National Capital Region and parts of Central Visayas.
First and foremost, we thought that we have what it takes to really address the problem. But then again, just like the virus, it's also evolved, no? And then it's getting bigger, so our hospitals then were overwhelmed.
The magnitude of the pandemic and its overwhelming toll on healthcare workers and other heroes on the front lines were factors for placing Cebu City under the longest lockdown.
Everything that is related to COVID, we have to treat it urgency because of the system that we are trying to put up with the synergy, and then we're quite very efficient about it.
But during these unsettling times, the communities themselves worked together and served as a safety net for Cebuanos, where local government units, private sectors, and non-government organizations, particularly the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation, or RAFI, had to come together to support each other.
Well, the impact of the COVID-19 crisis was unprecedented, and it still is. We have decided to respond to this crisis.
With over 54 years of serving as architects of change, touching lives, elevating the dignity of people, RAFI strives to shape the future through solutions that enable people to achieve higher levels of well-being.
Since the complexity and the impact of the various disasters have really been increasing over the past years, the Humanitarian Disaster Preparedness and Response, or HDPR program of RAFI, was developed.
The HDPR program upholds the Foundation's 3R framework: relief, recovery, and rehabilitation, that comes with preparedness in its disaster response.
At the height of the COVID cases here in Cebu, there were around 200 to 250 ambulance runs during the day. And we partnered with DOH, Subnational Blood Center for the Visayas, as well as the Office of the Presidential Advisor for Visayas. We brought in also ERUF, the Emergency Rescue Unit Foundation, as well as RIAVO, the Radio and Rescue Emergency Assistance Volunteer Group, to be able to provide free ambulances to COVID patients all over Cebu Island.
The total budget allotted for HDPR COVID-19 initiatives amounted to 265 million pesos. This also included the distribution of relief goods through the Adopt a Barangay program, the provision of PPEs, free shuttle, and free accommodation for frontliners, mobile bloodletting drive.
We were able to gather around 1,700 plus blood bags. And in fact, the DOH has just informed us that they are even supplying the blood needs of the other regions because we now have enough supply.
RAFI also conducted an information drive, the Comunidad Contra COVID Communication Campaign, and provided portable hand-washing stations for barangays. A small move that was greatly appreciated because it heightened their awareness on the importance of hygiene to prevent COVID spread.
Sabi ng RAFI na magbigay kami ng portable na washing or wash hands. So at least ng mga tao na intindihan na nila kung anong dapat gawin, anong mga basic na pag-alkontra ng coronavirus.
And to attract more people into participating in the hand-washing activities, the trucks also came with a catchy jingle. Even the people most vulnerable to COVID-19 infection, homeless, and the street dwellers were not left out.
We partnered with the Santo Niño Agustinian Foundation. They actually had existing feeding program for the homeless, but this time, during the lockdown, we expanded that partnership and we focused on the homeless and the street dwellers.
And to keep the kids entertained, they partnered with volunteer social workers who conducted activities to prevent children from wandering around. Through this, Cebuanos can look forward to better days ahead as they strive to flatten the curve and gradually restart the economy. Rest assured that the Ramon Aboites Foundation Incorporated will continue working with heroes on the front lines, touching people, saving lives, and shaping the future. While the country crumbles after an economic shutdown, a Cebu-based game changer provides owners of SMEs the means to cushion the effects of the pandemic on their businesses, staying true to their commitment to uplift communities and empowerment. It seems like no industry can escape the impacts of the current economic slowdown brought about by the coronavirus outbreak, drying up businesses and further exposing them to unforeseen threats. Like Jovi, a dressmaker who had to face the risk of losing her shop after the suspension of physical classes.
Diba since March nag-lockdown naman ang Cebu, wala jud mi income karon since March until now wala jud mi income kay wala mi production sa school uniform. Tao naman tayo, nagkakamali. So talagang kinakaya namin nga in the future kahit hindi kami nakapagtapos sa pag-aaral namin, kaya namin mabuhay ng komportable.
Just like Jovi, Josephine also wished for a simple and comfortable life. And just when she was about to get back on her feet, the pandemic hit and stretched her livelihood beyond capacity.
Dati-dati nagtatrabaho ako bilang clerk, tapos mga ilang taon lang yun, nagsara dahil nag-file ng bankruptcy. During that time na nagtatrabaho ako, nag-aaral ako minsan-minsan sa cooking. Pumunta ako ng yung mga offices, ng house to house. Tapos yung mga 3 taon siguro na medyo umangat-angat na ng konti, nag-suicide yung kapatid ko. Tapos yung anak niyan 2 nasa amin, sakitin pa.
But even during her worst hardships, everything else in her life seemed to fall apart.
Kumuha na kami ng bahay noon, tapos na-embargo pa. Nag-upa ako ng isang bahay kasi yung medyo malapit ba sa office, hindi ako nakaupa ng mga 5 buwan siguro. Ang ginawa ba naman nila, pinakulong ako.
While all hope seemed lost, Josephine never lost faith in God and herself.
So, isip ko, saan kaya ako kukuha? Humanap ng microfinance na medyo hindi malaki yung interest. Ayun, nakita ko yung RAFI.
RAFI MFI is a program under the Microfinance and Entrepreneur Focus Area of the Cebu-based Ramon Aboites Foundation Incorporated. It's an accredited microfinance institution by SEC MNRC, Microfinance NGO Regulatory Council, and a member of the Microfinance Council of the Philippines Incorporated.
The micro-entrepreneurs cover sari-sari store, the ambulant vendors, even the farmers, different sectors, even the handicraft producers. The products and services ng RAFI Microfinance is that it's very easy for them to avail.
That's what Josephine did in order to grow her small business and this time resuscitate it amid the crisis.
Nag-initial ako ng 5,000. Binayaran ko ng 3 months, umabot ng 10,000, umabot ng 15,000. Tapos lately, marami ng orders. Umutang ako sa RAFI ng 100. Bumili ako ng oven. Medyo malaki-laki na. Doon na, hindi, medyo umangat-angat na ng konti. Napag-aral ko na straight yung anak ko.
Josephine also took advantage of the platform created by RAFI, where vendors sell their products online.
Medyo marami na talaga yung pumupunta sa tindahan ni nanay, tapos nag-order sa akin. Pero yung pandemic, hindi nagputol yung business. Nakapag-training ako sa San Carlos kung paano mag-business, mag-import, export, ano.
Immediately after the lockdown, actually we had different stages of approach in terms of supporting our clients. So there are different interventions. Again, it's both financial and non-financial.
Like Josephine, Jovi also received the gift of new hope and new beginnings.
Usa lang sa example nga na dawat na ako sa opportunity sa RAFI mo ang naka-eskwela ko sa San Carlos. Tungod sa RAFI. In short course marketing. Yung naudlot na pangarap ko kasi yung San Carlos is my dream school.
Furthermore, RAFI commissioned her shop to produce around 10,000 PPEs and 80,000 face masks for their humanitarian activities.
Sobrang thankful ako sa RAFI kasi nandyan sila. Naka-provide ang RAFI sa among mga panginahanglan panahon sa pandemic. Dili sa kay dirira sa ako, kundi pati sa akong pamilya, pati sa akong mga sastre. Sa daghang mga pamilya ang nalipay tungod sa RAFI. Nakapalit sila sa ilang panginahanglan, sama sa bugas, pagkaon.
This year seemed to have taken away so much from us and hurt us more than our hearts could bear. But beneath the rubble, hope shines through the hands of the people who are willing to lend a hand. Or in this case, the capital you need to get your business rolling.
And that's a commitment to the clients as we develop our products and services. The delivery at the center of what we do is how we are able to elevate the families that we serve.
Calamities brought upon by a single storm, cities consumed by floods. Recent events have shown that climate change needs to be addressed urgently, whether it is through collective action or a single noble deed as simple as planting and growing a tree. Blessed with a wide spectrum of flora and fauna, the Philippines is truly a paradise on Earth, housing 2/3 of the planet's biodiversity. Sadly, our country now has one of the fastest deforestation rates in the world. "41-year-old Elisaldo Lapinid is born and raised as a farmer. But a land tiller's life is burdened with the ruthless and unforgiving challenges of poverty.
Madalas po talaga naging hanap buhay dito sa aming taga-bundok. Pagsasaka at maliban dyan ay pinaka-sentro yung pag-uuling.
Wanting a way out of a life filled with hardships, Elizaldo sought refuge and comfort in a local orphanage in Cebu, away from the unforgiving farmlands. However, things only took a turn for the worse.
Yung nagkaruga naman sa amin, hindi Pinoy. Kaya minsan merong hindi pag-uunawaan, sir, kaya aabot sa sakitan. Bumalik din ako sa pag-uuli. Yung sinasabi nila na kapit katalin, yun ang madalas nangyayari sa buhay ng taong naghihirap, sir.
Shifting cultivation, or locally known as kaingin, is a slash-and-burn agricultural system which gives nothing in return to the land and nature.
Walang taong gustong mamatay sa gutom. Nakakahiya kasi wala talaga ako iba paraan, sir.
Elizaldo and his fellow farmers would have carried on with this path of unsustainable and destructive farming practice. But fate had other plans, one that brings a better and brighter future.
Yung pinakapinuno dito, siya yung tumawag sa akin na kailangan palitan mo ako kasi ako matanda na. Tapos isinama pa niya yung taga-DNR, doon ko naunawaan kung bakit bawal. Yung pagkakamali parang napalitan ng pagbabago sa buhay, hindi lang buhay, pagbabago sa kalikasan.
The La Mesa Farmers Association, which Elizaldo chaired, was approached by the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation Incorporated, or RAFI, with a program that aims to conserve the country's biodiversity through sustainable practices, the 1-to-3 program.
Our main purpose is to help promote and support and bring back our local biodiversity, and the best way to do that was by planting local, indigenous, or native trees.
We've built up a program that highlights biodiversity due to the fact that it's something that the Philippines truly needs. There's a very recent UNICEF report that highlights that the Philippines is actually in the top 5 countries that are most affected by climate change.
The 1-to-3 program aims to impart to its partner communities the shared responsibility of biodiversity conservation, augmenting their income and livelihood, as well as learning the value of sustainability and environmental protection in the process.
The farmers or the community stakeholders, they are able to earn in several ways. One is through the seedlings. They raise the seedlings and we buy the seedlings from them. The other aspect is when they plant, they are also given an incentive, a fee for them to be able to plant it. And then every time during maintenance, when they are able to do the maintenance activities and they are able to achieve a high survival rate, they also get another incentive.
The arrival of RAFI and its 1-to-3 program indeed brought multitude of blessings to Elizaldo and his peers.
Sa awa ng Diyos, hindi sa pagmayabang, sir. Nakapagtayo ako sariling bahay kahit hindi patapos ito, pero sa akin na.
The impact and success of the program and its partnership with the La Mesa Farmers Association had also proved to be fruitful in these trying times, as it has given a stable source of income despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Since 2017, the 1-to-3 program has grown more than 8.6 million trees and 1.2 million mangroves in more than 10,000 hectares of land in both upland and coastal areas of Cebu. And looking forward, the program hopes to plant 5 million more trees by 2023.
We truly believe in tree growing because it goes so much further than just planting a seedling. It's about growing trees and making them sustain themselves and survive just simply past the seedling stage, and that's one thing we pride ourselves on.
Our goal is really to expand further, especially now with the backdrop of the flooding incidents in northern Luzon. That's really a need for us to plant more trees, to protect not just the environment, but really protect lives.
More than the impact on his livelihood, Elizaldo now also beams with pride, knowing that he has become a part of a large, noble cause.
A quite simple, unified message is really teaching people to help themselves and make a better impact for themselves as well as those around them.
Ngayon pwede ko nang ipagmayabang na kung nais mo mang makikinig sa huni ng mga ibon, pumasok ka lang sa aking maliit na gubat.